Hey, Larry Dixon here again with another episode of Postcard from Moorhead. Today I have another treat for you. We are doing the perfect fried bologna or bologna sandwich. Now, when you go into a restaurant and you ask for fried bologna sandwich and you want it thick cut, guess what? They come at you with one of these. That is not thick cut. So how do you get a thick cut bologna sandwich? Oh, that's easy. You take 1, 2, 3, and 4 slices of this paper thin bologna, because when you fry it up, it's going to shrink a whole lot. And the other issue I have is when you go into some of these restaurants that offer a fried bologna sandwich and you ask for it to be blackened, well, what you get is a piece of bologna maybe with a little bit of a tan to it, but it's not blackened. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to saute some onion. Most people like a raw, big, thick slice of onion. Occasionally, raw onion gives me a migraine headache. So I'm going to saute my onion first before I start frying the bologna. And one of the first things we need to start with is what I would call a gob of butter. I'm going to put this gob of butter in my little old skillet. Give it some heat. I want to take this handy dandy little knife right here that makes all my slices even, and I'm going to cut myself, or cut the onion, not myself, a couple of slices because again they shrink as well. I'm going to saute it up here in this butter, and as soon as I get them sauteed, fried up. Did you know that saute is a Scottish word? Oh yeah. In Scotland that means fried onions. So we're going to come back in a little bit after these have sauteed. I'm going to show you what they look like in the skillet, and we'll be right back. As you can see, the butter has melted, getting a little bit of sizzle to it, got some heat on those onions. Now this is going to be one of the little important parts because you want those onions to caramelize, get really soft. So I'm going to put a lid on here, and what that does, that holds that moisture in there and helps caramelize and soften those onions up. Oh, this is going to be good. Stick with me. Hey, these onions have been sauteing Scottish style in a gob of butter. And ooh, look at that. We have got some color there. Oh, they've caramelized. Those are some handsome onions we've got going there. So I'm going to take these onions out, set them to the side, and oh, those are going to be good. Well, let's got our onions out, got them to the side. The next thing we're going to do, and this is something that the French do, sometimes they'll put a fried egg on their bologna sandwich. So now this all depends on just how hungry you are. If you're just a little bit hungry, you may not need the egg, but today it's a late lunch for me. I'm going to go with a fried egg. And this little green egg, yeah, it's green. The shell is green, and it came from Dee Beebehauser. Dee's got a herd of little chickens that keep her with plenty of eggs. Oh, listen to that sound. This isn't going to take long. Got plenty of butter left in the skillet from the onion. Now, this may not be pretty, but it's going to be filling, I can promise you that. Oh, now, while that's frying up, we're going to look at some of the condiments that could go on a perfect fried bologna sandwich. You could go with the classic yellow mustard. Some people like that. If you want to get real fancy, we have Grey Poupon. or mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. Today I think I'll go with the Miracle Whip. That's the mood I'm in. And if you see this ketchup bottle here, no, ketchup does not go on a fried bologna sandwich. I'm going to take it out, set it to the side. And I'm going to have to add a little bit more butter in there. Another gob of butter. How much is a gob? That's an exact measurement. And a gob is about that much. Also, to go along with your fried bologna sandwich, I've been waiting patiently by the mailbox to get a quart of John Mitchell Johnson's pickled eggs. Well, they haven't arrived yet. So to go along with my bologna sandwich, I'm going to go with the pickled asparagus on the side. Now, this next part's critical to the perfect fried bologna sandwich. You need to cut it in 4. Just like that. Why? Because if you don't cut it this way, it will hoover up in the middle and that center part will not fry up properly. So we're going to take it, throw it in the skillet. 1 and 2. Now some of you may be wondering, what's with the potato chips in the background? I'm going to show you in a minute. Basic staple to a fried bologna sandwich is light bread. Some people call it white bread. Where I came from, it is light bread. Do you know why it was called light bread? Because that's what Mama called it. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare my bread right here. I'm going to get me a dab of Miracle Whip. Spread it on that bread there. Don't want to get too much, but what makes it better, in my opinion, is to spread that mayonnaise or mustard or Miracle Whip, whatever, on both slices. Okay, so we've got that. What's next? Oh, our little red tomato, our little buddy here, come out of the flower pot garden. And, oh, look at that. That's a nice little slice of tomato. Put it right there in the middle. Now, some people like to put cheese on their fried bologna sandwich. Well, sometimes I do, but not today. Okay, the bologna is fried up. Like I said, keeping this lid on there is important. Keeps that moisture in there, keeps the heat in there. Let's see what we've got. Oh yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. That is a blackened piece of bologna. You know, if they just warm it up, it's kind of slimy, and I don't care for that at all. So, fried it up in butter. I have already put a layer of tomato, some of my sauteed onions on there, and I'm going to lay this 4, which are now thin slices of bologna, on there. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Take my egg, place it on the plate. So, now this is what we've got right here. 4 slices of that thin bologna, sauteed onions, egg, and the butter was unsalted butter that we fried this in because the bologna's got quite a bit of salt in it. Oh, you want to know about the potato chips? Well, this is what you do with the potato chips with a fried bologna sandwich. That's right. You put a layer of chips on your sandwich, gives it a little crunch, makes it rather flavorful. Whoa, okay. So we've got our bologna sandwich on here. We've got it put together with the potato chips, eggs, bologna, sauteed onions, and a tomato. Now, I'm going to go with pickled asparagus. And since I'm the only one that eats it, Lenore won't eat this and no one else does, I'm just going to reach in that jar with my fingers. And I'm going to pull out about 3 pickled asparagus. So, some people like to slice their sandwich diagonally. Makes it easier to eat. There we go. Let's take a peek at what the inside of this sandwich looks like. There you go. The perfect blackened fried bologna sandwich. Appreciate y'all joining me today. I'd like to thank our sponsors for today's program. Oh, Lenore said we don't have any sponsors. Well, anyway, glad you could be here. Hope you enjoy your fried bologna sandwich. You have lots of options that you can do with it, but this is the way I like mine.